Yeah, all good, all good. Just going for a peaceful walk this hour. It's another hot one, and I was doing a bit of reflecting on man marking, and I think it's important if you're man marking the player, not to let the player control your attention, because elite players, exceptional players, will know they're being man marked, and they'll make runs to distract you. They'll pull you out of position and wait for that moment to switch on, and then bang, they're in. So for me, the danger is if you become so focused on one player, you lose your awareness of where everything is. So for me, it's not about following the player. It's about the follow the process. Follow the process, so to speak. And I'll talk about that in more detail shortly, where man marking means you're responsible for limiting that player's impact on the game by reducing the touches they've got on the ball or the time and space they've got. So done well, if it's done really, really well, in my experience of working with players individually over a long, long time, if it's done well, it can frustrate a player and stop them influencing in the game. Yeah? But the danger is that it becomes so focused on one player, you lose awareness of everything else. So it's important you don't lose awareness of everything else. And elite players know this. They know when you're losing awareness, you're losing contact where you are. They'll make decoy runs. They'll pull you out of position. They'll create space for teammates. And they'll wait for that moment. Your attention switches off, then bang, they're in. So one point of consideration if you're marking a star player, to me, is don't let them control your attention, so to speak. I'm not here to give advice or make suggestions. I'm sort of anecdotally giving my perspective, and I'm going to sort of talk about a process that can be quite useful. So you're man marking a star player, don't let them control your attention. Man marking means take responsibility for limiting one player's impact. And for me, the goal is primarily to reduce their time and space. And elite players, I said before, they know they're being sort of marked tightly, and they'll just move into areas and pull you out of position and distract your focus and that sort of stuff. So a psychological process that I've used with players. So a psychological process I've used with players over the years around this area is to make sure they scan, check, connect. So every few seconds, ask yourself, scan, where's the ball? Where's my player? What's happening around me? Check, am I still in the right position? Body position. Connect, stay connected to my teammates and defensive shape. So you may need to pass the player on to someone closer, for example. You've got to communicate. If you're going to track the player, you've got to communicate. You've got to make sure you're communicating. Don't let the player dictate your attention or control it. Use a cue word as well if necessary. So elite performers say they might use a cue word to remind themselves, like scan, shape, goal side, stay. So they might use a cue every time the ball moves. You might repeat the cue word to sort of refocus, because it takes a lot of concentration and focus to mark if you're going to man mark an elite player. If the ball beats you, instead of thinking, oh, he's too good, for example, if he sort of gets around you and finds some space, instead of thinking, oh, he's too good, so to speak, or whatever, immediately ask yourself, what's my next job? What do I do? And that shifts your attention from the mistake to the next action. So, for example, if you sort of lost track of the player you're man marking, or one of your teammates has, cover, communicate. But you've got to think of the next job, so to speak. For me, that's what I would say. So I think, it's one of them. It's not easy. I mean, there is a place for it. But the main message for me in that situation, don't follow the player, follow your process, so to speak. And the process being, check your position, know where you are, everything is, check your position, make sure you're fully aware, connect with your teammates, make sure you connect, you know where they are, you got your shape, you communicate, and keep communicating. That's my take on it. You might see it differently, so it's good to hear different perspectives. That's just my take on it.